so honored to have you here today. Thank you to every one of you that tunes in 3 times a week to step up in your life, to learn new wisdom and knowledge and help others succeed too. And thank you to everybody who has been helping us keep this show in the top shows on Apple. We are so grateful to every single one of you. Make sure you're around the right people because your environment is everything. Who are you hanging around? Who are you socializing with? Because you are an average of the 5 people that you hang out with. So turn to your workbook right now. Turn to that worksheet. Get the 5 friends out. Get your 5 friends worksheet out and write this down. Drum roll. I love this one so much because it teaches you who you're hanging out with and why you're hanging out with them and kind of just understanding. You are an average of the 5 people you hang out with. When I say that, I literally mean it. If you hang out with 5 people who are bringing your average down because their average is lower, then you aren't going to go to the places you want to go to. Doesn't matter how much I coach you, doesn't matter how much I show you and share with you, you will never rise to that level because you are being pulled down by people around you. Does that kind of begin to make sense? I know someone's sitting there going, oh my God. Yes, this is making sense. Who are you hanging out with? Let's go. Write the 5 friends that you hang out with the most. Write it down right now. And now I want you to write down the 5 qualities that you look for in a friend. What are the 5 qualities that you desire in a friend? Mine would be like loyalty, loving, supportive, kind. What other qualities? Maybe for some of you, humorous. Maybe for some of you, fun. Maybe for some of you, hardworking, ambitious. What are your 5 qualities? Write them down now. Okay, and now I want you to rate each of your friends. Okay, so choose the first friend. Let's say it's Hannah. So choose Hannah. Now, out of 5, I want you to rate Hannah on each of these qualities, your first friend. So write it down, out of 5. So Hannah, how loyal is she? Well, she's like a 5 out of 5. She's so loyal. Good, 5 out of 5. How loving is she? She's more like a 4 out of 5. How fun is she? Yeah, she's not fun. She's a 1 out of 5. How hardworking is she? Oh, yeah, she's a 5 out of 5. Add them all up and put it out of 25 at the end. Go to the next person. Okay, George. George is... How loyal is he? Out of 5, or whatever your qualities are. So write them down, out of 5, out of 5, out of 5, and add up their score at the end of the line. Done it? Okay, good. And now, have a look at who's got the highest score. Okay, so maybe you got some joint ones, maybe somebody's first, somebody's last, etc. Now, be honest with yourself. Who do you actually hang out with the most? So you've got to write them down in order. So if you hang out with Hannah the most, she'd be number 1. Do you hang out with George? Probably number 2. And then, but hang out with doesn't mean physically in person. It's who you spend time with. Could be on the phone, could be in person, could be on Zoom. Employees, they don't really count. It's more just friends. So who do you actually hang out with? Who do you give your time to, your precious time to on the phone? Video calls, Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, Instagram Lives. Who do you speak to all the time? Okay, so write that down. And now, have a look. This is the most important part of this whole thing. Who has scored the highest? Okay? Whoever scored the highest on your list, that person, I hope that's number 1, the person you hang out with the most. Is it number 1? Yes, for some of you it is, but for some of you, no, it's not. Oh, no way. Okay, for somebody, it's not the highest. This is bad. The person who scored the highest should be the person you hang out with the most. The person who scored the lowest out of 25 should be the person you hang out with least, and anybody who's under a 20 out of 5, anybody whose friend scores a 20 out of 5, honey, you know what you gotta do? You gotta spend less time or even detach. Why? Because you're an average of those 5 people. Do you want your average to be 25 out of 25? Or do you want your average to be 15 out of 25 or worse, lower? You want your average to be as high as possible out of 25, don't you? So choose carefully who you are hanging out with today, who you are giving your precious time to, who you are socializing with. You are an average of those 5 people. Like the exercise? Good. Some of you are like, oh my God, my roommate's next door. Or maybe the person you've written about is coming over later. Shred it, put it in the machine. But for some of you, you might keep it and you might just put it on your wall. I love to look at this stuff. I really do. I love to really see my evolution and work out who I need to cut out from my life, who I need to hang out with less, who I need to hang out with more. This exercise is actually in my book, Be It Till You Become It. I don't know if you've got yourself a copy yet of the book, Be It Until You Become It. Inside here are many of these exercises, and in fact, Be It Till You Become It. This entire module is about being it until you become it. You know, the whole thing, you are learning how to become it. Right there. And in there are so many more of these exercises. Make sure you get yourself a copy. Give it to a friend. Maybe buy a copy for you and a family member. It's a great way to help people raise their own average. I love doing that. You know, whenever I turn up to a dinner party or something, I'm like, what should I take? My husband always wants to take, well, traditionally in the past, before he and I neither of us drink, right? So we just used to take wine. Many years people would take, but now we take books and we take things that we've created as a gift. Tell them, here's something from me to you. I think people always appreciate gifts. So that's the book, you guys.